Hey everyone, how's it going? I am iamxeracon and I'm back once again. A few days ago, I was on Twitter scrolling through my feed and I came across a quoted retweet that really made me facepalm. So we have, and I apologize if I mispronounced this, Ramiro Chabrian, an associate creative supervisor at Deep Silver, who gave one of the worst gaming takes I've ever heard. Not only that, it's actually one that I've seen every once in a while pop up. So Mr. Romero tweeted, quote, if you are the kind of player that gets upset for women being the main character or leading video games, I will tell you a secret. It's not going to get better for you. We are not going to back down. Video games aren't yours to gatekeep. Women are going nowhere. Wake the bleep up. End quote. He continues saying, this is one of those things that make me especially mad. People who are against equality in any shape or form really want the world to remain as bleep as it is. We must be better in love. Just bleeping love for bleep's sake. Love. Let's keep pushing. We can't be stopped. So there's quite a bit to unwrap here. First off, I never understood why people think that they can have all these hot takes when linking themselves to their place of employment. I mean, you're representative of the company you work for. Therefore, you should be more reserved in what you say online. People can look at the company and say, "Oh, you hire these kind of people to work for you?" Seriously, people need to stop. You can have two separate accounts if you want. One for business and representing the company, and one for casual usage. But then these people probably do this to lord themselves over others and make their words seem like law. Back to the tweet itself. He talks about gamers getting upset over women as lead characters. My dude, let me state this as clearly as possible. I have never met anyone. No, let me take this further. I have literally, and I do not use this word lightly, literally never met anyone who thought this. Not online, not in person, never. I don't know where he's getting this idea from, but it's almost like Lara Croft never existed, or Bayonetta, or Samus Aran, or Tara Branford, or Shantae, or Female Corrin, or Jill Valentine. How about T4 Aerith, or Chun-Li and Cammy? Let's not bring up Zelda, Claire Redfield, Ada Wong, Jade, Miriam, Aqua. You act like gamers have a problem with these characters existing. And newsflash, buddy, we don't. Gamers hold these characters fondly in their hearts, and Metroid is one of my favorite gaming series of all time, so Samus will always have a place in my heart. In regards to your next statement, I have to disagree with that. Remember that critically acclaimed series called Uncharted? The director and writer for that series was a woman, Amy Hennig. And you know what? Naughty Dog loves to preach about diversity, but they fired her. This female director, they fired her. Gamers didn't have a problem with her because she could do her job well. That's what people want. We don't want incompetent people. And like I said, it wasn't gamers who fired her. It was the top brass at Naughty Dog. And can I stop for a moment to talk about the dumpster fire that is The Last of Us 2? Now, no spoilers, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but Sony and Naughty Dog have been complete jerks about all of this. First off, Naughty Dog has employees leaving the company left and right. Then they have their employees working crunch, which I can understand to a degree. Crunch is something that has happened in the gaming industry. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad, I'm just acknowledging that it does happen. It does happen. However, they did not pay those employees. That is messed up. So one of those employees goes and leaks the plot and footage of the garbage story in the game. Sony backpedals from saying that the game is cancelled indefinitely and now says that it's being released in June. Neil Druckmann, the vice president of Naughty Dog, tries to defend the story and deflect the criticism aimed at it. And now Sony and Naughty Dog are falsely striking videos on YouTube that don't contain footage or spoilers. I'm saying these are videos that are just talking about the game and saying how they're disappointed in the game and like what Sony and Naughty Dog are doing, and they're being falsely struck just for talking about that. And so you know what? Just when I thought this situation couldn't get any worse, these two just proved me wrong. So keep digging that hole, guys, People already didn't have a high opinion of you once these leaks went out, but now they're really gonna hate your guts. And also, as of the making of this video, I have learned that the leaker has not been caught yet and is still leaking footage. So you know what? Bravo to you, sir or ma'am. I sincerely hope that he or she is never caught. This is an unsung hero for exposing Naughty Dog and their dirty laundry as far as making this game. But back to the original topic. I'm sorry, but I just had to talk about this garbage situation. But so far as women go, gamers don't care. We just want someone who can do a great job. Look at Yoko Shimomura. She's an outstanding gaming composer, easily in my top 10, if not higher. I don't judge her for being a woman. I judge her for her talent. People think that men get passes for mistakes, but guess what? We don't. They don't. People criticize Other M. Heck, I criticize Other M because the story was a bad representation of the character. And who wrote that story? A man. What about Daikatana, a game made by John Romero? People did not like it. Star Fox Zero. A man was in charge of that. We do not care what gender you are. We just want quality content. And looking at the replies, they were glorious. People kept naming female characters to show that what the guy was saying was objectively wrong, and he did not reply to them. There was one woman who even said that he wasn't going to score any points of women for being a simp. And did I mention that this guy also blocked people who replied to him? He couldn't counter these facts, so he resorted to blocking people. And I'll be honest, I'm surprised this guy didn't get ratioed into oblivion. He received a lot of likes. However, I only saw one person who agreed and defended him in the replies. But when I looked at this person's profile, I saw that she was actually an employee of Ubisoft, which doesn't really surprise me at all because people, who work in the industry, as far as like the production and dev teams and stuff, they normally tend to cover for each other. But still, he received all these likes, but besides that one person, I didn't see anyone who actually had a reply that said, yeah, I agree with you because X, Y, and Z. Like, there was no proof brought up at all. So I really don't know why these people were, covering for him. But regarding his statement that video games aren't ours to gatekeep, I have to disagree. I'd say that we have to do that. It's not that we want to, but we have to do it in order to preserve gaming as we know it. Going back to Druckmann, he stated that Anita Sarkeesian was an inspiration for him. An inspiration. That alone tells you how The Last of 2 was destined to fail. People like Anita Sarkeesian should be kept far away from the gaming industry and any other related hobby. People like them aren't interested in creating a game with good gameplay and a compelling story. They just want to push their politics and their agenda. People go to games to escape the real world, not get lectured to. And his statement about equality and love just goes back to my earlier point. Gamers don't care about who makes a game. Their ability and their credibility are what's important. You could be Keiji Inafune, a credible person in the industry, but still spit out a mighty number 9. You could be Infinity Ward making enjoyable Call of Duty, but your publisher is Activision, a non-credible publisher. Now, this guy also, he made a tweet the next day saying, just woke up with hundreds of notifications, read 2 and decided I'm not even going to read the rest. It's not worth the time or the energy. To all of you that stick around and supported, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Heart. He couldn't refute what people were saying, so he decided to sweep it under the rug, in addition to the blocks that I mentioned earlier. This guy talks about equality, but does not want to see an opposing voice as equal enough to have a debate, let alone a discussion. So in his mind, he is right, and everyone else is objectively wrong. I want to finish with this one reply that he received that summarizes how this whole hobby works. I'm gonna keep it real with you, my dude. People make games people want to play, you'll get to keep making them. Make games people don't want to play, you won't be making games for very long. So you're absolutely right. People on Twitter don't matter. Paying customers do. Amen. Amen. It doesn't matter how many brownie points you score with these little groups and activists that don't even care about video games. They don't matter. The people that put money in your company's wallet and therefore in yours do. We are the reason that you have your company's lights working right now. We are the reason you are the associate creative supervisor. When I worked at one restaurant, I remember seeing a sign up front in the employee area that said, "Customers don't need us. We need the customers." So if you want to stay in business, keep your customers happy. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate it. And I apologize, for the seriousness of this video. Please let me know some of your favorite female characters in the comments below. Also, follow me on Twitter to get updates on new video information and just to see my memes and undying love for Metroid. So until next time, everyone, I am iamxeracon signing out. Have a good one.